Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys enjoy it. Free agency is a couple of weeks away, and while the Raiders currently don't have a starting quarterback, with Jarrett Stidham set to hit free agency, Derek Carr getting released, they still have to make a decision on Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh had a phenomenal season. In fact, he led the NFL in rushing yards with 1,653 total yards. He also had a lot of receiving yards, and he finished with over 2,000 yards per scrimmage. He also had a career high 53 catches for 400 yards catching the ball. Now, there's three different situations that could arise in a couple of months. We have free agency, like I said, a couple of weeks away, sometime in March. Now, you can give Josh Jacobs a contract extension. He is open to coming back to Las Vegas for the right price. You can give him the franchise tag or the transition tag. You have about 2.5 weeks to make that decision. The running back franchise tag is just over $10 million, or you can let him walk and let him hit the open market. Now, this is the big thing, and there was an interesting article actually written by silverandblackpride.com by Bill Williamson with the NFL, and he was bringing up Ezekiel Elliott as kind of a possible example for, if you pay him or if you don't pay him. Just turned 25 years old. He had a huge workload this past year, but if we go back to Zeke, just before his fourth season in the league, he signed a 6-year, $90 million extension. $50 million were guaranteed. Now, Zeke had a phenomenal start to his season, or career, 1,600 total rushing yards in his rookie year, and then in his third year, when he got extended in that offseason, he had 1,400 rushing yards. Now, the extension looked good for the time being because the year afterwards, in his fourth year, he ran for 12 touchdowns and almost 1,400 total yards again. But now that he's 27 years old, there is a big question mark right now with Zeke's future with the Cowboys. In fact, a lot of people are saying they're just going to straight up cut him. He had a career-low 876 rushing yards and also a career-low 3.8 yards per carry. Now, those stats at face value really aren't that bad. But Josh Jacobs is entering a free agent market that has a lot of talented, not only starting running backs, but also starting caliber running backs who are probably about to get their big break come free agency. And we also don't forget about the draft, because the draft is pretty loaded as well. So this is the big decision. This is a huge decision. He's one of the best playmakers on offense and defense combined. He was one of probably the most. He definitely was. No disrespect to Davante Adams. He also had a very slept-on great season, but Josh Jacobs was the most reliable guy for the Raiders this past regular season. He averaged 97.2 yards per game. He had 12 touchdowns, over 2,000 yards per scrimmage. It's crazy. So now that he's played 4 years in the National Football League, we have a great gauge on what Josh can provide, because even on down seasons, he's still plenty serviceable. And keep in mind, the offensive line wasn't good for the Raiders, so he did a phenomenal job, all things considered. So this is my question for Raiders fans watching this video right now, and I want to hear your guys' input, because I made a video about a month or so ago saying you got to pay him. You got to pay him. And as the days go by, as the weeks go by, a lot of fans, a lot of the media is talking about, should they? I got a really good comment from one of you guys a couple of days ago saying you got to pay him. I wouldn't say Josh Jacobs is a generational running back, but I do get both sides. On one side, you have running backs are expendable because they have shorter careers than other positions in the league due to the amount of hits they take, etc. And at the same time, if you have one of the best, arguably, like I said, probably the best running back in the league last year, you got to keep him and you got to pay him what he wants. So there's a lot of things going into this. If the Raiders are about to actually start a rebuild, in that case, I would say I'm fine with Josh Jacobs either getting the franchise tag or letting him walk. As much as it pains me to say it, it also goes to say they don't have a ready-to-go backup. Zamir White did not have a good rookie season. He did not have the rookie season a lot of people, including myself, were anticipating him having. And I don't know, if we were to go into a brief retool/rebuild, draft a rookie quarterback at pick number 7, I don't know. I really don't know. Now, on the contrary, if the Raiders were to actually bring in and trade for Aaron Rodgers, Josh Jacobs is a guy I would love to see back. If they get a starting caliber, proven QB, Josh Jacobs definitely helps take this offense to just top 5 at worst. So it's a big decision, and it's a big question, and the time isn't, the clock's beginning to tick a little bit faster. It's not, we got to make this decision in the next 2 weeks, but you got to start getting a little bit more clear about what the vision is if you're the Las Vegas Raiders management in the front office. So let me know what you guys are thinking. As always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content. I got you guys all off season, and that's it for today. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later.